Yes, there.
Uh,
What I asked you before, we were talking about haunted houses.
oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Do you smell the fear of people? Like when you're like standing still and you see a group coming, do you like sense out the person who's scared the most?
All right.
That's what I
So,
wanted to know.
okay. So when I was working in the haunted house, I was in this like skinny hallway. So there's not much room. And there was these like uh places where statues would stand. And there was
Hmm.
four of them, one of them being me. And so the other three were dressed like me. And so basically we all had our heads down like this, and I would stand perfectly still. And I was the last one. Uh, and sometimes I would move the mannequins around, try to at least to kind of switch it up. But there was people that would come into the hallway, and they're like, and they see the four things, and they're just like, one of them is going to pop out. And like so like the anxiety started to build up in people because some of them were expecting it. And so like, and I could like look up a little bit kind of like this and kind of look up and kind of see people,
Hmm.
and I'm like, because I was on a higher thing, like I was on a stand basically. So I could
Wow.
like, yeah, it was a hallway, and then there was like these holes basically in the wall, and I was like standing in one, and so I could see. And the crazy thing is, I showed the picture of the makeup I had on.
Hmm.
All of them had that makeup, so it's like,
Oh, okay. That's
so
cool.
it was like people were like, "What's going on?" Uh, Rocky, go create. Like he's really wanting to leave, and I don't know why. But so yeah, so it it wasn't really a feeling. It was just like I was just kind of like looking, and I'm like, okay, who's probably the one that's going to be scared the most? And like there'd be people like hiding in their shirt, like, or like going like this, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pop out at you. And then there's people who are like, this is nothing. And like, so like when they weren't expecting it, I would pop up, and then I would almost they would be like, and almost punch me, and I'm just like, no, sorry, bro. And and then there was one time where a group came like too quickly next to each other, so
Hmm.
I've already popped out at the first group, and then like I look over and the second group's there, but they saw what happened, and so all of them are just like terrified and didn't want to walk through the hallway. And then so I go like, I like turn and like look at them, staring at them for like three seconds, and then I ran towards them, like just full on sprinting at them.
I
And
love
then
that kind of stuff.
they all backed into the wall, like, because yeah, they all backed into the wall screaming. And then I'm like just staring at them, like going up to them, just staring at them. And then like I walked back
Yes.
and then I get back up there and just stand still and look down, and like they still have to walk through the hallway. And so I go through, I go through the hallway. They go through the hallway, and then I just fake it. I'm just like, I'm like, and like, just to
And
get
you
the
still get
little,
scared though.
yeah,
It's
exactly. I just get the little extra scared, and so it's a lot of fun. But haunted houses are now ruined for me just because I've worked in
uh,
them.
that
Uh,
sucks.
it's just like, I
So you
remember.
won't get scared if you go in one.
No, I haven't. There was one. I pop scare jump scares will sometimes get me though,
Hmm.
because if I'm not expecting it, but I'm looking for them. So I'm like,
Yeah,
when uh I was with my ex, we went to a haunted house. She's never been to one, and
those are the best.
yeah, yeah, she was terrified from the beginning. Um, and I'm just laughing. Like we're not even in
That's funny.
the haunted house yet, and there's just this person walking around with a mask, looks creepy as hell. And my ex, well, she was like terrified. And this person would not leave her alone.
They
And
sense the fear. They know.
exactly, like this person would not leave, like this person with a mask would not leave her alone. And I was laughing my ass off. And then like she's like looking, this person, she's staring. I'm like, "Oh, you got beautiful eyes." I like through the mask, and I'm like, "Those are some nice blue eyes you got there." And I'm just like, and then like she just looks at my accent, and I'm like, she's coming back. She can't get me. And then we would just go through the haunted house, and I'm just like, "What's up, bro? How's it going?" I'm laughing. I'm messing around with people. They could. I got scared once that whole time I went through there. And then my ex, she would these clowns were like, "What's your name?" And then
Oh,
she said her name,
I don't.
and then the whole way through, everyone figured out what her name was, and just made her
Oh my.
experience more terrifying. And then at the end, there was they try to get an extra scare with like someone running at you with a chainsaw,
Yeah, they do that a lot.
and so uh, she hears it and stops, and I see the person behind. I'm like, why are you stopping? Like, walk. Like this person is running at us with a chainsaw. Do not stop. But I mean, there was a the scare I got was a jump scare. Because I'm looking around, I'm seeing things. I'm like, oh, someone's going to pop out of there. Someone popped out of there. There's this one thing I did not expect someone to be in. And it was just kind of blended very well. And so when I passed by it, they jump scared me, and I'm like, oh, you got me. Like,
Oh, hey, you,
exactly. Yeah, I'm
you,
like, okay.
you're good, you.
But yeah, I love haunted houses.
Oh,
Uh,
so do I. I just
it's
hate clowns. Clowns are my downfall. I probably should have said that, but clowns are my downfall.
what's up?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I thought he was coughing up something. I was like, oh, what's going on? But yeah, no, clowns are awesome to play as.
I
I will say that.
I hate them. When I was younger, I watched the original Stephen King's It and Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And ever since then, I just had like, nope, no clowns.
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, but if you haven't worked a haunted house, I highly recommend it because it's a lot of fun. And
Oh, I love scaring people.
if you're terrified of haunted houses, then I highly recommend it because you get to kind of see it's like it's not that bad.
It's really not.
It's
It's not that
not,
bad at all.
but
It's
it's a
just the
lot
clowns
of
get
fun.
me.
It's a lot of fun scaring people.
Oh,
So much
I
fun.
bet.
And so yeah, when I'm in those type of characters, I'm a nice person. Like I like, dude, but if I'm in a character and I'm supposed to scare you, all that niceness goes out the window. Like oh, like in that hallway, I made a girl pee her pants. Like, uh, I feel bad now, but like when I was just, I
Don't
was
feel
like,
bad. That's awesome.
like, like, but when I was in character, I was like, yeah, I made someone pee their pants. Oh my god,
That's just great.
it's great. It was a lot
See,
of fun.
usually I go with a bunch of friends, and like they're
Hmm.
like the girls, they're mostly scared the most. So there's this one haunted house that's open all year round by me.
Yeah,
So over wintertime, we went there because, all right, let's go there. It's fun. And we're walking through there, and the girls were scared, and it's tall. That guy was taller than me, and I'm like
yeah.
6'3", 6'4". I'm tall.
Okay.
I'm like, wow. And they scare the girls. I'm like, hey, like, oh, my friend, yo, hang back. Hey, you want to go after them? So we put him in between us. So the girls
Yeah.
are in front. And it was the scary guy, then me and my friends in the back, and they had no idea he was behind them.
Oh
And for like
wow.
a room or two, he was just following them, like leaning over them close. They turned around, the screams they made was just the best thing ever. I wish I recorded it, but we could not bring cameras in there.
Oh my god, that would have been
I
hilarious. Like just
Because there was,
that's just, oh my god, that's the best when you're not expecting it. Just like he
I'm
went
fucking
through two rooms and they
and they had no idea. I'm crying. Like no one could scare me because I'm just crying from laughter. Like no one. I'm just like I couldn't hold it back. I'm trying to
yeah,
not laugh out loud. I'm holding. I'm
yeah.
crying.
It's
And just like
hard not to, especially if it went on that long. Like
yeah, and they had like no idea, which is the best thing ever.
yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait for that season to come up again.
Oh, that's going to be. I love that season. Maybe I'll work on Haunted House again this year. Maybe if I can. Like
There's
a
a
part-time thing.
Yeah, why not? You get to
Yeah,
scare people. You get paid for it probably. Not
yeah.
well, but you get to scare
I mean,
people.
you
That's
can
what
always
really
volunteer.
matters.
You don't have to
Yeah,
get paid. You can always
even better.
volunteer for one.
Volunteer to scare
And
people.
that's
Hey,
what I did. I mean, I didn't it was when I was in college. I was in a fraternity, and so people were like,
nice.
"Hey, who wants to go volunteer for this haunted house?" I'm like, "I'm down." So, but
Do it.
uh, the one thing I will say is your voice gets lost because of
Oh,
all the
because you're
scaring.
screaming
Yeah,
all
you're
night.
screaming all night. It's a disaster. Like the next morning, you're like like coughing, like your mouth is all dry. It's not fun, but it's
God,
fun at the same
I stay
time.
hydrated, man. I drink that water.
It's hard
Yeah,
when
there's
uh it was hard for me, especially when I was in that one character in the hallway, just because
mhm.
people constantly came by, and so it was just like there was no stopping, and like if I stopped to drink water and people came in, it's like okay, it ruined the
Yeah,
scare, so it was kind of
yeah.
like
You're gonna improvise like you want some water, like scare 'em some
I
other way.
could I could, but it doesn't. It's not the same
Yeah,
effect when like you see the person moving. It's like, come on, bro, you're supposed to scare me.
yeah, no, that's true. There was this one I went. The one I went to. It was in Pennsylvania. It was the Eastern State Penitentiary in
Ooh,
Philadelphia. Yeah, it's like legit like haunted. And
yeah,
when you go up there, of course, it's like you're going in a castle, like an
yeah,
old school castle with dungeons and stuff. And you have a choice. You can either have them paint like a bloody X, like a bloody X
yeah.
on you, or you can wear these what the hell are they called? Glow sticks. And I forgot which one it was, but if you have one of them, they can like legit grab you and throw you in a
Oh,
cell with other people in there, and they
uh,
close the door and it's pitch black, and you
did you
just
do that?
no, because I would
Oh,
punch someone. I don't like being grabbed forcefully and thrown
I
somewhere.
got you.
It's I no,
That's a
but
little extreme right
I know,
there.
and people would like sign up for it.
I
Like people
mean,
were
mm,
like when we're walking down like one of like the jail cell dungeons, and you see a door open, and this girl came out like crying, screaming, but you signed up for it and you
yeah,
signed a waiver, so you're doing it to yourself.
yeah,
I don't want to
but
hear it.
yeah, but still, I think that's just crossing a line a little bit. Like you don't like you never know what people
Yeah.
are going to do. Like
But the thing is, you're agreeing.
I know I understand that, but
Yeah,
like it's still like someone
yeah.
could you can seriously get hurt that way. Like
Yeah. Well, I
uh
think they pad up the room a little bit, so in case you do trip and fall, you're not like hitting, gravel or whatever stone brick is right there. Yeah, it's not. I
still
understand.
that's that like you said, like you didn't sign up because you would punch someone. Like
Yeah,
like you're like, oh, I'm not going to do that. But then what happens if you get into a fight with someone? It's like, okay,
yeah.
well,
Then
uh,
now you're at fault.
exactly. Now you're at
Then that
fault.
ruins your whole night.
But you're scared. It's like what it's a fight or
Yeah,
flight kind of response, basically, when you are
yeah,
scared. So that's
yeah. But it was still great. There's like three giant rooms you go through, and each room had like little miniature rooms, and like the coolest room was this they gave you these special glasses, like those 3D glasses you see, like you put it on if you look
uh
at a certain call. There's like there's a blue room. What the hell room was it? It was like they had all these stars on the wall. It was glow in the dark stars you would put on your ceiling when you were a kid, and your roof,
yeah.
whatever.
Hmm.
And like they would pop out, and you would walk by, and like someone they wouldn't move. It's, everything's popping out. You don't see the outline of a body, and they're just like right in your face. Like, oh, geez, okay, keep going. And they just pop
Yeah,
out. That was a cool room. That one I liked a lot.
that sounds awesome.
That's one of the best times. And they have like a party after. You have food, drinks, music going. I want to
Yeah,
go back there so bad.
you should.
Yeah, you guys should come too.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm game. Like,
Yeah, after this whole quarantine thing is over.
once all this quarantine thing and when I can get time off from work, I'm
Hmm.
game. Because I know there was a plan for us to do that meet up in May. Don't know if that's still happening. So
Yeah, I don't think I can legit leave New York
yeah,
until this is over. Everything's on lockdown. I mean,
I
hey,
just,
flights are cheap.
I mean, they are, but I
I
mean,
it's not fair. It's
no,
not.
no one's flying. That's why. Like
I
who's,
know.
well, like
I guess.
what's I think it's like if you leave New York, Illinois, or Florida, it this is something I've heard. You have to quarantine wherever place you go for 2 weeks. Oh, California. You have
Yep.
to quarantine yourself for 2 weeks, because you're flying out of like highly populated areas,
Yeah, that's
and
what it
so it's
is.
like,
So if I
oh
was to go there, to go up to that meetup, I'd have to go to the airport. I'd get there and I'd be quarantined for 14 days.
yeah,
So it's like, oh yeah, woo.
ooh,
Can FaceTime you guys like, hey guys, I'm
uh,
quarantined. But quarantine's
exactly.
kind of like messed up. Like the owner of the company, before we got laid off, he actually, excuse me, was on a plane coming back from Florida, and someone on the plane had it, and he was like in quarantine for 14 days. And from I don't know if it's true,
Yeah.
but from what I heard, like cops would come, like paramedic cops would come every two
Mm-hmm.
hours
Yep.
on the dot
Yep.
and like give him forehead, do this the swab thing, going up your nose and
So,
mixing it around.
yeah, so that meetup I did, with the two people, one that was from Australia, when she went back to Australia, she was self quarantined for 2 weeks, and the
Wow.
cops would come to her house every period, like during certain times, and just make sure she was there. So it's a legit thing.
Yeah. See, my before this whole thing like actually like hit, my mom went to Rome. And this is like right in the beginning, like, oh, like, should we cancel? Should I? We'll just
Yeah.
go. And like she said, just to get in the airport, you have to, you do the body scan thing, and then have a
Yeah.
machine where you put your arms out and they take your temperature. And if you have a slight fever,
You're
temperature is
your
quarantine.
own.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
quarantine or your own
yeah,
home.
but thankfully, she went to Rome, came back, had a good time, wasn't quarantined or anything.
That's good. Yeah.
And of course, I was sick. I think I'm like 90% sure I had the coronavirus in January.
And I've been hearing like a manager at my work said the same thing. Like around January, he had this
Mm-hmm.
like he felt like it was worse than the flu, um,
He had a
and
cough. Did he have a cough?
yeah, he had some like he just like with his lungs and everything. Like, he was just said he was in terrible shape, so he thinks he had it.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
because this has been around since November, December,
Mm-hmm.
actually.
And that's when like I got this cough. I'm like, all right, seasons are changing. I'm getting used to it. I just had this cough, whatever.
Hmm.
So I was coughing and it wouldn't go away. I'm like, all right, well, it's just the cold weather, whatever. I'm whatever, not too worried about it.
Yeah.
And then it was a Monday. I felt like death. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I didn't get enough sleep, whatever. I'll just go. I went to work. I fell asleep in my car for like half an hour. I woke up. I went inside because I was shaping, which means someone on a crew, I was replacing somebody, so they didn't need me anymore. So I had to go to the yard, see if there's work. And it was raining that day, so I go in the yard. I'm sitting there, and like I get this pounding headache.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, it's the rain, it's whatever. I'm not gonna be too worried about it. I said, Keith, you can go home. There's no work today. Hey, whatever. I'm not feeling too good. Awesome. I went home. I took I'm not even like a half hour nap. I woke up. I could not move my body.
Ooh.
I just to do this hurt. Like bending my legs
Yeah.
hurt. I'm like, what is wrong with? So I tried to move over. I made some like tea with honey because I had this like itch in the back of my throat that wouldn't go away. I
Yeah.
slept all day, and like my mom came home, and I go upstairs, and she's, you okay? I'm like, I feel like death. Took my temperature at like 104 fever.
Jesus.
Went down to the doctor. They said they don't take walk-ins, as I'm like slowly like against the wall, like slowly like just like slumping. I'm like, no, you need to take me. I'm not feeling good. They get me in. They do the flu test. It takes like another half an hour. I'm passed out sleeping, still in pain. They said it's not the flu. And they had no explanation for what this was. They're like, it's you have symptoms of the flu, but you don't have the flu. You're coughing like an upper respiratory infection, which what the
Yep.
coronavirus basically is.
Yeah.
And they put me on these like heavy meds, and I was just like drinking them and like zoning out. Took a week just to get me like back up, and even after that, I was like weak, loopy a
Hmm.
little bit, and it was just the worst week I think I've ever went through with this shit.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
That
There's a good chance you had it, bro.
that's what I'm thinking it is, and there's no test for it back then because it's just like
Yeah.
this
Obviously,
new thing coming around.
no one knew really about it all
Hmm.
that much. So.
Yeah, just that was horrible.
Oh yeah. I bet.
That was the worst.
Well, man, I think we've been talking for almost an hour, honestly.
Wow.
I can't see the time, but I see it's 8:07 my time, which is 9:07 your time, and so
Yep, I'm in the future, an hour ahead.
uh,
I'll tell you what happens.
yeah, that. But yeah, so you got any final thoughts, any final questions,
Um,
so we can wrap up this video?
I think we're pretty good. We got to talk, got to know each other more than
Yeah,
just
exactly.
blame each other on the Discord,
Yeah.
roasting each other.
So maybe this time you'll be a little nicer to me on the Discord, so that I don't get blamed for everything. And
Yeah, yeah.
I won't vote you off the Discord either, so it's
Oh,
okay.
okay. I promise. Okay, I'll tell her. Whatever it is.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for watching this episode 7. This is going to be again cut up into parts like we've been doing. Keith, thank you so much for being on. We'll
Hey, man,
love.
no problem. Anytime, man. This has
Yep,
been
of
actually
course.
really cool.
Yeah, so we'll have you on again. Oops. Of
Oh.
course, that's my low battery on my phone popping up. But yeah, so we'll love to have you again. We'll definitely have you on again, especially when
Definitely.
Kyle gets back. We'll have you join so my co-host can give you some questions and stuff. So you'll probably have some after seeing this podcast.
Yeah,
But
awesome. Yeah, I can't wait.
yep. Again, thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to be a guest on the show, go ahead, leave a comment down below or reach out to myself or Kyle, and we'll try to get you scheduled on to the podcast. But other than that, guys, have a great night and see you guys next time.